talking about big punchers, we're going to cascade down a couple of divisions here. We just heard word Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia signing up to fight. Looks like sometime next year, maybe April, May timeframe. What's your thoughts on that matchup?
I think it's a great fight. Now, Tank will always have that 50-50 chance to turn the fight or to take the fighter out. You know, we've seen it time and time again. He can lose the whole fight, but he goes out there and take you out. So he always has that chance. But I think that with Garcia's speed and his distance, you know, I think that would make a fight for Tank very difficult.
And when we're talking about that, let's touch into that for a second. When we're talking about the speed of a Ryan Garcia, what type of adjustments would Tank have to make? Because arguably, some are saying that Ryan Garcia is the fastest puncher that he's ever faced.
I agree with that. What he has to change is more head movement. You know, we know that he likes to catch punches on his hands, you know, on his gloves, but that might not work with Ryan Garcia because he can go with the jab, come up with the hook, come up with the straight after that, and we'll open him up and hurt him, you know. But again, he has to go out there, get low, and move his head, do a little bit of Lomachenko of shifting the weight, you know, and go around Garcia. That's one thing I can see him being more dangerous is when he can move his head, get low, and get angles on Garcia, you know, because we know that when Garcia is in the offense, he is open to being caught.
Nonito, I want to touch on something in regards to the two fighters, Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. We've seen Ryan Garcia go down versus Luke Campbell, get up off the deck and do like Teddy Atlas says, behave like a fighter. We haven't seen Tank Davis do so much as really been touched. Is that credit to his skill and acumen in the ring, or is that still a question mark that's yet to be answered, his chin?
Well, that's a question mark on his chin, but it gives credit to him being feared by his power. His power is being feared by fighters, you know, and I think that's why a lot of these fighters don't perform according to their game plan or according to what they should be able to do, is because, you know, they fear his ability, you know. But I think that with Garcia and his ability to jab around and come up with that hook, I think it'll make his fight very, very difficult for him. It's a difficult thing of just looking at their fight. I mean, if his fight now, I think he's going to do what he needs to do. You know, he's just not to be underestimating his opponent. But I think the fight, there's just been a lot of disrespect going on. But, I mean, money talk ultimately at the end of the game, you know, at the end of the day. But the way it is, if they're going back and forth, it's just going to be back and forth tag of war for a very, very long time. Just like how Pacquiao and Mayweather did. You know, for a long time, they were just going back and forth. And one way or another, you know, money talk. And when it did, that's when the fight happens.
As a legend in this game, Nonito, let me ask you, what are your thoughts to the comments that both fighters have kind of made that are saying that I don't need the other guy for my legacy here?
I mean, I'm a different fighter, and I'm probably different era and different mentality, because I'll fight anybody, and I always want to fight everybody. I don't choose nobody. I just go out there and fight the best. You know, this generation believes in other ways, and I just don't fight that way. I always want to be where if people are saying he's the best, I'm gonna go out there and try to take it from him. You know, that's just how I am as a fighter. Maybe this is why people always give me that respect, because I don't back down. It don't matter if you beat me. I'm still gonna go tee off no matter what. I'm always gonna be out there fighting the best if the opportunity you know, is given to me.
Speaking of the best, Errol Spence Jr., arguably with 3 belts, the best in the welterweight division, has been linked to the man who used to be the best in the division, Keith one-time Thurman. Keith Thurman is rumored to be in shape and ready to sign a contract if one is presented to him. What does that matchup of Errol Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman mean to you? What do you think about that fight?
I think Errol Spence is one of the greatest fighters in this division right now, and it's going to be a hell of a fight to beat. And what I've seen with Thurman in his last fight, you know, he did good, and I congratulate him for his victory, but I don't think it's enough to beat Spence.
And Nonito, let me ask you, having fought guys with vaporizing power, once you receive a blow like that, what does that exactly do to your game plan and your thought process going forward?
Well, depends if you're hurt bad. If you're hurt bad, you just go out there automatically, meaning that you just go out there. What you know, for me, is fighting. But sometimes it can wake you up, and you're like, oh wait, I gotta be smart now. I'll be cautious. So depends on how much you are affected by the punch. Because that can turn either you can be cautious, or you can be going into your nature because you just don't know what's going on.
What goes into the acceptance of your first defeat and rebuilding from that?
Right. For me, I've been through it. The last fight was one of them. This is what it is. Time, what you said and what I did now is already past. I can't take it back. Right? What happened? You can't take it back. Just know that you're safe, you're healthy. You can get back into it if you want it. If that's what you want. But some people have the biggest pride that they don't accept it, and so they deny it, and they just drown themselves in a cycle of negativity. But when you accept the fact that, hey, it happened, okay, how can I get better? What did I do? What did I do wrong? What can I do to make myself not in that same position, or something like that? But accepting the fact that happened is a move to being fulfilled. You don't have to worry about it. Sometimes you're like, fuck this, you're cussing all over. You feel embarrassed. There's nothing to be embarrassed. You fought well. You gave your all. No one's even wanting to go there, and the guy that beat you even told you that was his toughest fight. So you gotta say, what happened, happened. Accept the fact that it happened. Now go into a point where, okay, what did I do good, and what can I improve? What did I do bad that I want to improve on? Because you can't take time. Time is an illusion that just passes you. It's something that allows us to grow, because we can look back into it to better ourselves. And this is what I am as a fighter. That's why I lose and I get back in there like crazy. And nothing really stopping me, because my mentality is too strong.